Good evening, everyone. Who is making noise? Good evening. Somebody respond me.
Very good evening, sir.
Okay. Today, 1 second, I will start the types of digital data. Before to classify the digital data, what exactly digital data? The data which is in computer, that is called digital data. Okay. I repeat, data which is in computer, whatever it may be, file, it may be audio, it may be a video, image, whatever. These are all examples of data, or the text, textual data, whatever. These data are in computer. That data is called digital data. And nowadays, especially in business, data is very, very important. And to manage that, we can say to store the data is very, very important for our business. So just I repeat these points. Today, data is valuable asset of any enterprise. That is, and the second point is understanding management and analyze of data of heterogeneous sources is challenge. See, data comes from different sources. So means that is called as heterogeneous sources. It may be data from the any audio, video, or text. These are, and these data comes from different sources. And to manage these data is very, very important, and that is a challenge. And that is why by classifying the this digital data, the more than 80% is unstructured. What is unstructured? I will explain. Role of data in business intelligence is very, very important. So especially in business, the role of business, role of data is very, very important. See, we will study the different formats of data. That is data storage mechanism, data access mechanism, management of data, the process of extracting these desired data. See, again in class, I am telling you that all you try to join the class within the 5 minutes. Otherwise, some students are joining at the end of the class. I don't know what is the problem you have, networking, or you don't know, you are not remembering the timing, or whatever the reason. But you should be join the class within the 5 minutes, because that helps a lot. Okay, see here, who is making noise? Presently, we are collecting data more quickly and more data because of computer and internet. See, nowadays, see, previously, I mean, some year backs or some month back, some year backs, to do any research work, to collect the data, it may takes years together, because manually we have to collect the data. But nowadays, to collect the data, our data is collecting very quickly because of computer and internet. Okay. And both computer and internet has imported these data. As I told you, this digital data which is in computer is called digital data. And classification of these forms of digital data are 3 types. So these are the structured data types. The structured data type has a definition. I will explain what exactly it is. Still, see here, we are saying that the computer field is developed field. Still, we are thinking that computer are developed field. We are getting the only 10% is structured data. What exactly structured data? We will discuss. And second type is unstructured. Third one is semi-structured. And see here, what exactly is structured data? The data which is in organized form, that is in rows and column, and can be easily used by computer programs. And this data is confirmed to a data model, is called a structured data. In simple way, and this definition is simple. The data which is confirmed to a data model. Data model is a rules and regulations which helps to define the database. So that is called data model. The data which confirms to a data model, that is called as a structured data. Okay, and this database is in rows and columns. And see here examples of the this store database. In example is database is an example. And sources of this structured online transaction processing. Online transaction processing, which is in second unit, we will thoroughly learn about this online transaction processing. See, nowadays almost are all online shoppings are the online transaction processing. Online shopping means if you nowadays, if I want to buy mobiles, I can order through online. So that is what we can say online transaction processing. Sources of this structured type is online transaction processing. See, before buying the mobiles, we need to provide our information, and also we have to give the financial transactions also. This is one example of online transaction processing. Thoroughly we will discuss about this. And SQL's structure query language is one example. So using these languages, we are storing and retrieving and managing the data. This is also one source of the structured data. And spreadsheets such as Excel's also, he is saying that examples of the sources of the structured data. Okay. The second type is which is unstructured. Simple. The reverse definition of the structured data. What is the structured data? The data which is doesn't conform to a data model is called a structured data. Reverse definition means the data which doesn't conform to a data model is called as a unstructured data. So which doesn't have any rows and columns, means the data which is not storing in the rows and columns, that is called as a unstructured data. So sources means the all PPT which are PPTs are presenting, PPT files are putting in a our computer drives, memos, images, videos, letters, white papers. See, the generally we are putting all the data in our computers without using the backend or any MySQL or Oracle. The all data are unstructured. See, whatever the data means, whatever the resources we are putting in a computer, C drive, E drive, whatever. whatever softwares or any notes or any audio video films, whatever we are putting the data in a computer, that is called unstructured data, means which we cannot be managed properly, which cannot be accessed properly. So that is called as one example of unstructured data. And the third one is the semi-structured. So you see, bitmap objects means the audio, videos, or images are called the bitmap object. Textual objects are the, these are the PPT and our memos. All these are called the textuals. Semi-structures. See, this is also same definition of the unstructured, and we are adding one more word to this semi-structured data. The data which is also not conformed to a data model, and that but it has some structures. So that is called semi-structures. So examples of this semi-structured data: emails. Email contents is the example of the semi-structured. XML data which is in the XML file is called a semi-structured. The data which is in the HTML, the means it simple is in markup language, is called semi-structured data. These sources are email and zipped files, markup languages, as I told just now. And now the characteristics of structured data. See, data stored in the form of rows and columns. Obviously, the sources of this structured data are the the data which is in the database. So database is a collection of the tables. Tables means it has a rows and columns. The first character is data stored in the form of rows and columns. The second one is data resides in a fixed fields within a record files. See, simple. You know that to create the tables, we are writing the SQL queries. In a SQL queries, we are defining create table, table name, and so many the constants we are putting, we are defining, means that the name of the tables and the data types and values, which type of value is storing. So many the definitions we are, whether it is primary key or what, we are defining lot. So it means that data reside in fixed fields within a record the file. See, sometimes the char of 10 means that the data is character type, but up to it takes the 10 characters only. Okay. So like that, the next points are related to whatever I am explaining. Definition, format, meaning of data is explicitly known. While writing the tables, we are explicitly defining what type of data we are placing, and the length also we are defining. Okay, the attributes in groups are the same. See, the in a groups, attributes are the same, means for example, animals. The I am giving the examples. The group of the animal groups means all animals have a 4 legs. All animals have a the color. So it means that attributes in a group are same. See, I repeat this one examples. Here, characteristic of the structured data. This, if I created a one student table, obviously the all student have a roll number, all students have a these names, so many. These are all the these are the attributes of student entity, and these are all the same. And the next one is the similar entities are grouped. The collection of the students. Similar entities are the groups. So this is are the very, very important, even for the example purpose. These are the characteristics of structured data. If you know the definition of only one, that is means the structured data, you can define semi-structured, you can define a little bit of a modification, unstructured data. If you know the characteristics of the structured data, then you can easily define the characteristics of the unstructured data also. And in exam, definitely 5 marks, 10 marks, 2 marks questions you will get on types of digital data, and in that purpose you remember this one. So any doubt? See, the whatever the characters we just gone through, they put it on the with a diagram. That's all. Nothing different in this diagram. See here in each the what we can say circle. See here in each circles, this is confirm to a data model, and in middle one the structured data. So the second one the data stored in the form of rows and column, just I discussed, and data reside in a fixed fields within a record or files. Definition, format and meaning of data is explicitly known. Attributes in a group are same, similar entities are groups. See, any questions on this characteristics of the structured data? Anybody have any question, or you may say that yes, we got like that. Hello, somebody respond me. Have you got the characteristics of the structured data? Hello, hello, somebody respond me. Hello, 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 hello.
Yes, sir.
Have you got the characteristics of the digital data? Hello, hello. So what are the sources of the this structured data? Again, it is a repetition, but we need data coming from the database like hello, Access, OLTP system, SQL, as well as spreadsheets such as Excel are all in structured format. Hello. Hello, who is disturbing? Hello. To summarize, structured data has clearly defined, categorized in subcategories, is placed neatly in rows and columns. If you understood the characteristics of the structured data, to understand further information about the structured data, is so who is making noise? Hello? 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 Okay, database is in well-defined structure. So anyhow, I will upload today, try to upload this to you to listen carefully. So advantages, what are the advantages of using structured data? First one is the storage. We can store the data more in this type of data. Defined and user defined data types helps with the both storage of structured data. See, even the undefined data we can store more. Undefined mean data which doesn't have the how much length, what type of data, if we are not defined. See, while creating the tables, see, we are defining that, create a table name and the column name and the type of the data which are putting in the columns and length, whatever. So many, and even the column is primary key or not. So many things we are defining. Storage is very important. Scalability means we can is not generally an issue with the increase in data. Scalability means sometimes we need to increase storage of data, or scalability means to increase the data. If we defined the data storage is only 2 GB, if I want to extend the data storage, we can. So in the using the advantages of the structured data, that is one. First one is storage is very easy. Second is scalability is also we can extend the data in a structure using structured data. Second advantage. Third is security is the data of the structured data is very securely we can store, ensuring security is easy. Oh my God. The third one is okay. Update and delete is very easy. So these are the important advantages of structured data. I repeat. So you can write some disadvantages of the unstructured and semi-structured data if you understood this. Storage. We can store the defined data and we can extend the data and we can give the surety to about the security of data, and very easily we can update, very easily we can delete the data. Okay, updating, deleting etc is easy due to the structured form. Okay, other advantages is retrieving information. See, if we are using the oracles to store the data, that is an example of the structured data. To retrieve any information is very easy. Using the programming language, we can store and retrieve. So indexing and searching, to search the data from these databases is very easy. So we can make the indexing. So say for example, indexing means that, for example, we have a textbook. Textbook means which topic is in which page, writing in a index page. So to immediately find out the topics, and we will go through the indexing. So that is the meaning of indexing. Indexing and searching is very easy in structured data. These are the other advantages, along with the storage, scalability, security, update and delete, retrieving information, indexing and searching. Mining a data means we can store the more data, in-depth data. Okay. Now the second one is characteristics of unstructured data. So just see, reverse the all the characteristics of structured data. So, and if you are understood the definition of the structured data or unstructured, and you can write the characteristics. This data doesn't conform to any data model. Again, I am repeating. So data model you learned in the database management system subject. Again, I am telling you that it is a rules and regulations. Using these rules and regulations, we can define database. So let it be about this one. If you, I mean to say that we are writing the SQL queries, create table, table name and column name, and the type of data which are putting in that columns, whether it is primary key, all these are called the some definition, correct definition. So that is the rules and regulations. We may say that it is a collection of rules and regulations which helps to define the database is called data model. Okay, not model. This is data model. Just I will change that one. Okay, second one is cannot be stored in the form of rows and columns. Obviously, the unstructured data it is cannot be stored in the rows and columns. Okay, third characteristic does not follow any rules and regulations. It does not have any rules and regulations, and has no easily identifiable structures. It is difficult to identify the data of the unstructured data. See, sometimes I will give an example. So if you return any one file 1 year back, and that is in your computers, your computer is 500 GB or 800 GB. Maybe you are you remember that. See, I have a one file which I which is in the computer. You stored 1 year back. File name is somewhat you forgotten, or you written file name with your name or whatever. So if you want to find immediately, it is not easy to find that one, because you need to check whether it is in C drive or which folder. So sometimes it happens. So that is the problem. Has no easily identifiable structures of unstructured data. Okay. Next one is the where does unstructured data come from? Sources of the unstructured data. Bitmap objects means audio, video, images are the bitmap objects. Okay, like image, video, or audio files are the bitmap object. Textual objects, Microsoft Word documents, email, Microsoft Excel, CTC sheets, even the PPT are so Word files. These are all the textual objects of unstructured data. Mobile data, this includes the data such as text messages and locations information. So many are the these messages are the we are chatting through the messages. These messages data are the unstructured data. Okay, satellite images, these are the sources. So then what are the challenges of unstructured data? So obviously storage space. See, if we are not using any RDBMS to store the data, so it takes a lot of storage space. A lot of space is required to store such data. So images or videos or whatever the text, even to store this type of data is difficult. It takes more storage spaces. Okay, scalability to extend, if we want to extend the anything to extend to store the data is difficult. As the data grows, scalability becomes an issue. So obviously, of storing this type of data, the data which is not a structured, then definitely scalability is a difficulty. Retrieve information, as I given the one example. Take the information, particular information is difficult. It is difficult to retrieve and recover from it. So update and delete is very difficult. Data is in the form of unstructured. It is very difficult to to update. If we want to change the whatever the or if we want to update the marks, see right now 6th semester or even the 5th semester, just you've given the exams, you have to come the your result. So if you right now you have the only first, second, third, fourth semester marks. Once the 5th semester marks comes, you need to update in your marks list. It is difficult if it is unstructured. Update, I given the examples. To delete any, if you want to delete the data, sometimes if you are deleting the one data, it may take the other data also. It is difficult to delete. It is difficult due to no clear filter. So indexing and searching is difficult if the unstructured data. Again, I am repeating, if you thoroughly understood the one type of data, digital type of data, and to understand the unstructured, semi-structured is very easy. So solution to storage challenging up. Okay. Anyhow, some solutions are there, but these solutions are not sufficient to store the unstructured data. Some changing the format. See, a simple example is what we are doing. See, sometime to the capacity or the size of the data, to reduce that one, what we are doing, we are changing the formats means we can make the zip file. Once we make the same file into zip file, obviously it reduces the size. So these are the some solution, but it's not sufficient. Okay, unstructured data may be covered to format which are easily managed, stored, and searched. Developing new hardware. So sometimes what we can do, we can adapt the or connect the more hardware. Means new hardware needs to be developed to support the unstructured data. It may be a standalone for unstructured data. Okay, storing in RDBMS. Even see here, we can store these unstructured data in this relational database management system. We can store, but only it gives the some advantages, not sufficiently it gives. We can store the unstructured data in RDBMS. Unstructured data may be stored in relational databases which supports blobs. Right now you don't worry about the blobs, which is in the form of video or image. Image and videos we can store in the RDBMS. So how to extract information from the stored unstructured data? By indexing, designing an algorithm to understanding the meaning of the document. See, sometimes indexing means that if you have the file name which starts from A, B, C, D like that. See, if you are putting the all the even we may say that the notes in one file, the which file name is somewhat whatever we can say notes, and the all the films file name is see, oh my god, now is who is admitting, who is joining. Okay, through the indexing we can extract information. Deriving meaning. Computer programs cannot automatically derive structure from unstructured data. Right now, you don't worry about the deriving meanings. Means computer programs cannot automatically derive structure from unstructured data. Let's say I will give one example on this the next class. File formats. Increasing number of files formats make it difficult to interpret data. By changing indexing, deriving meaning, file formats, through this we can extract the unstructured data. So that is zip files, that is the file format, one example. Tags. As data grows, it is support possible to put tag manually. See, through the tags we can extract the information. Again, the characteristics of semi-structured is the same as the almost same as the unstructured. Does not confirm to a data model, but contains tags and elements. That is the your markup languages. So cannot be stored in the form of rows and columns in database as the same characteristics of the unstructured, and the tags and element describe the data is stored. See, simple example is tags stored means, see, especially in HTML, we can create our own tags. See, say for example, student information, we can create in HTML file. The file name is student information or student info, and we can create the first tag is name. We can create, and in that tag, in between that one, we can put the student name and roll number. We can put the roll number, and like this we can create our own tags. So that is what the tags and element describe the data stored. Obviously, this describe the what type of data which is it is. It describes attributes in a group may not be the same. Attributes are not same, but in the structured data, attributes similar entities are grouped. Sources of semi-structured, these are the sources: email, XML, zipped files, binary executable, markup language. Simply we can say markup languages are the examples of the semi-structured data. So how to manage semi-structured data as the schemas, to the schemas. This can be used to describe the structure of data. So that is one way we can manage. See, you know that the schema diagram in DBMS, just the the names of the columns or whatever of the entity. So through the schemas, I hope you know those one. This can be used to describe the structure of data. Okay, graph-based data model. Through the graphs, we can manage the semi-structured data. These can be used to describe, again, the same XML, extensible markup languages. This is a widely used to store and access semi-structured data. Solution means XML allowed to define the tags and attribute to store the data can be stored in a hierarchical structures. Simple way, in XML, we can define our tags. We can define means let it be. HTML has a facility to define our own data. XML has some defined tags through which we can store the data. Semi-structured data can be stored in relational database by mapping the data in a relational schema. This anyhow in offline class I will explain with by giving the examples of the database management system. There is a mapping system, one-to-one mapping, one-to-many mapping, many-to-one. So that is a mapping systems are there through which we can give the solution semi-structured data. Creating database which are specifically designed to store semi-structured data. So data can be stored and exchanged in the form of graphs where entities are represented as objects. This is one more way to give the solution to the semi-structured data. It's easy. I think you can recollect the concepts of the DBMS, then you can understand. Even if you don't know, I will explain. You don't worry. But these are the some solutions. So structured data, one example here is he given, that is one table name is there, first name, last name, email, alternative email. This is one example. Semi-structured C here, semi-structured C here. Name in structured data, first name, last name, middle name, we can bifurcate, and that is possible. In semi-structured, what we are doing, so all the first name and last name are putting in one column, that is Mark Taylor. That is an example. First name Mark, last name Taylor. So email, see mark@abc.com. That is TAYLOMR, mark@abc.c. These are the examples of semi-structures. So today's class is very important. I will try to upload this class. So only 2 minutes 30 seconds is remaining. Anybody have any questions? Today's class? Hello? Hello? Anybody respond me? Hello? Hello, somebody respond me.
Yes, sir.
Have you understood about this digital data types? Data which is in computer is digital data, structured, unstructured, and semi-structured. Understood? At least a little bit. Hello? Hello? Somebody respond me.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Already, okay, fine. Already I shared the first unit's notes, entire notes. See, one of my friend, his name is Santosh Umdi, and already he made one first unit's notes. So already I shared that one, and also I shared the textbook. My suggestion is you have a lot of time in home. I think you have, and you read the entire textbook. Already I shared the textbook in your WhatsApp. Then in the next, before next class, I will share the some questions on first unit. Just to try to understand question, and if you have any difficulty, ask me. So I don't know how much time you will get to in to explain in offline class. So tell other students. Only see here only 50 to 70 students are attending the classes. I don't know. Let's see, still somebody is attending. Hello. Okay. Today I will wind up the session.